We've always been there to support each other and to, work for the fair treatment, advancement, and recruiting of black firefighters. The difference now is that we have partners. We have partners that don't look like us, that understand the value that we bring.
Jamie Smith is a deputy fire chief in St. Paul. His dad and uncle were St. Paul firefighters and helped launch an organization created for black firefighters who weren't treated fairly. And I learned St. Paul now has the highest number of black firefighters in promoted positions in department's history, something this organization fought for years.
It's not unusual for Captain Brittany Baker to be the only woman in a fire truck.
Ready, fellas?
But it is unusual to have a black woman in her position.
It still holds a lot of pressure because you do feel like you can't fail.
Last year, we were there as she was recognized in her new role.
She just became the first black woman in the department's history promoted to the rank of captain.
And now Captain Baker is making headlines again, this time for her work as the president of Black Firefighters United Association of St. Paul, a longtime organization dedicated to representation and community engagement.
We all put our own money into the association. It comes out of our paychecks and it goes into an account, and then we pay for items for the community out of that money.
Firefighters United strongly believes in representation, especially in positions they say they've had to work twice as hard for.
I could see an environment that was unwelcoming to people that look like me, worked in an environment out on the streets where people that look like me wasn't treated the same as others.
Nathaniel Kalik is one of the men who started Firefighters United. He spent 20 years with the St. Paul Fire Department after joining in 1981.
We had constant conflict with the white firefighters on the other shifts, and eventually they started bringing guns to work. And many of us were veterans, and we brought our guns to work.
Did it end in tragedy? Not necessarily, but the stories are tragic enough they'll never forget them.
And you're moving fast, and you put your boots on and full of broken glass. And old ladies that have fallen, not given the same care, old black ladies in our community.
What kept them going was each other and their organization. In the 90s and early 2000s, Kalik and other black firefighters sued St. Paul and its fire department for racial discrimination.
Oh, it got worse after the settlement because we had to file another lawsuit that went to federal court. They found the department guilty of discrimination, but they also said that they took remedial action to correct it, which, of course, we didn't agree with.
I didn't plan on this.
Yeah.
But when I got in here, I knew there were some things we needed to change.
St. Paul Fire Chief Butch Inks has been a firefighter in the city for decades. But it wasn't until he became chief in 2019 when he noticed.
It's 2025, and we're still talking about why aren't the opportunities for everybody? It's real. It's really not for everybody.
Even in recent years, black firefighters still haven't been treated fairly.
The National Fire Academy is a big school to go to attain higher level leadership. But to go there, you need the head of the department or the fire chief to sign off that you can go. And most fire chiefs look like me in the country. And so what we found is that people of color, black people, were not attending or not even being allowed to attend this upper level leadership schools.
This is a 5-year program that prepares you to be promoted within your department. Before Chief Inks, there were only 3 black firefighters attending, using their own money for expenses.
They were paying for the airfare, getting time off, doing duty trades, or taking vacation, paying the tuition, paying for the room and board.
Was that usual? Or is that normally?
No, it wasn't usual because we send people to training all the time and we fund it. And I'm like, well, that needs to stop right now.
Since Chief Inks' leadership, at least 15 black firefighters are sent to train every year. And most who have been promoted, including Deputy Chief Jamie Smith.
There was a time where if you were a person of color, you didn't get promoted unless it was through a lawsuit.
And policy also prevented promotions. Chief Ink's push to change civil service rules for fair hiring, promotion, and treatment of employees.
It was looking at old settlements, and that was again a disturbing factor. Reading the settlement, like the settlement itself was disappointing. Like, how bad did it have to be that you would settle for this language?
Our efforts was worth, every bit of the pain and the agony that that we went through.
Khalik's son, Malik Davis, is also a firefighter in St. Paul. He says he can see the impacts in the steps his father took to just have the opportunities we are seeing today.
I think overall the department's a good department. To his point, I think the leadership has made it real clear that they respect diversity and they're going to try and support diversity.
And the data does show this. Roughly 2/3 of St. Paul Black firefighters are either paramedics or in a promoted position like a driver, a captain, or a chief. In 2018, about 22% of employees were Black. Today, that number has increased 5%.